Hi guys, I am here to tell you how to access your WordPart work each week and how to get it completed. So when you go to Google Classroom, you will notice that your teacher will drop to you the WordPart work. So you go ahead and open that up. And when you do that, you'll get something that looks just like what you see on my screen. So the first word part that we're going to explore is the word part anti. So you'll see that at the top. And then you'll notice that this document that is the practice is called a hyperdoc. And so there are different sections to the hyperdoc. So at the beginning, there's a link to a video. Then there's information about the word part itself and its meaning, words that also use the word part. And then there are some activities that we're asking you to complete as well. So parts of this document stay the same each week. So the very first part with the video, that's the same every week. The video changes obviously, but it's still in the same section. Please notice that there is no audio, so you will not need headphones, and you are not missing out if you don't hear any audio because there is none. The second part, recording the meaning, that part is always the same as well. So there's a space for you to put the word part, which is right here at the top. And there's a space for you to put the meaning, which is right here. And then there'll always be a space for 5 words and their corresponding definitions. Okay. After that, like I mentioned, the other activities, they vary, they change each week. They have different practice items. So be on the lookout for that. So start with the video. So you're going to go ahead and click on this link. And when you do that, it's going to take you to a YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and click that link. And then a smart thing to do would be to have your screens open side by side so that you can see both your work and the video at the same time, because there are pieces of the video that you will need in order to complete the activity. All right, so again, there is no audio, so don't mess around with audio, there is none. So I'm gonna play this video. In that video, it's going to define the word part to us and the meaning. So the word part, actually, you can type that in, that's at the top of the page. So go ahead and type in anti. And then the meaning, if you don't know what it means, it'll definitely appear in the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. You can watch it on your screen. Every week it's the similar Powtoon style video. And it'll ask you to think about words that you might that might come to mind when you're thinking of this particular word part. So it'll go through some examples, and you'll see them writing on the screen there. So on the next slide right here on the screen, I'm actually going to pause it right here because that is your meaning. So it says this week's word part anti means opposite or against or opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and type that into my Google Doc here, my HyperDoc. So against or opposite goes right into the meaning. So that's where I'm going to get that information. All right, these 5 words are also going to come from this particular Powtoon video. So continue to play until you get those words. So notice you see them appearing on the screen. Those are the words that are going to go into those pink boxes. There should be 5 of them. And I'm going to pause it here as well. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and type those words in. So that first word at the very top is antibacterial. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. And because this is a hyperdoc, I can go ahead and just slide this over to make room for all of the letters. Anti-gravity. Go ahead and type that in. Anti-aging. And then I have anti-anxiety. I'm just typing it in exactly how I see it on my screen from the Powtoon. The last one is antisocial. All right, and then the video also gives you the definition. So when I go back here, I'm going to erase the word definition, and I'm going to go ahead and write the definition that I see on the screen. So for antibacterial, you'll notice it says effective against bacteria. So that is what I'm going to write in this little box, effective against bacteria. All right, and then the next one, anti-gravity, the same thing. I'm going to delete, and it says reducing, canceling, or protecting against the effect of gravity. All right, and then anti-aging, same thing. I'm looking at the meaning. It says designed to prevent the appearance of getting older. Great. And then the other two as well, I'll go through and put those definitions just like I did the other three. So just to save time on this video, I won't put those in, but you would go ahead and type those definitions in just like you see on the screen. Okay, so when you're done watching the Powtoon, all 5 of those words should have a definition and that section should be complete. Okay, so you can keep watching the rest of the Powtoon. It might have a couple little things to finish up. It's going to tell you, hey, head over to Google Classroom to conquer this word part. And that is what you're doing right now. So you'll have 5 words, 5 definitions, all complete. Then the next section, for this part, it's asking you to figure out which set, in the set of words, which word is the odd one out. So you're going to look at the 4 words that they give you and decide which of those 4 doesn't belong with the others. Now, there could be more than one right answer. So it's important that you write a response in this because box, because that's going to be the key to your thinking. So if you're looking at these words, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antidepressant, and antifreeze, some of those words might be defined for you back in the pink boxes from the Powtoon. So antibacterial is in there. So I know what that means. Anti-inflammatory, I know what that means, but if you don't, then you can always go to dictionary.com. So I have actually created a little bookmark for myself for dictionary or thesaurus.com. And if I open a new tab, I can go ahead and open that up. And I bookmark thesaurus.com for when I do the tier 2 words, but you can always toggle to dictionary.com. And you can type in the word and it will come up with a definition for you. So if you're not sure what a word means, go ahead and look it up. So anti-inflammatory is usually like medicine that helps to reduce swelling in the body. Maybe like a Tylenol or an Advil. There's also something called an antidepressant, and an antidepressant is a medicine that helps create like hormones in the brain so that you don't feel so sad. And then antifreeze is actually a chemical that you put in a car's engine to help it run. Okay. So if I have these 4 options, I have to think to myself, which one of these 4 words doesn't belong with the others? So my answer is going to be antifreeze. So I'm going to type in, antifreeze. So go ahead and click in there, antifreeze. And then I need to tell you why. So antifreeze doesn't belong because the other 3 words help the body, while antifreeze is used to help cars. So I can type that in as my response, right? The other 3 words, antibacterial, antidepressant, anti-inflammatory, those other 3 words help the body. They're kind of medical words, while antifreeze is something that is used to help cars. Okay, so that's why they're different. You wouldn't put antifreeze in a body. Okay, that wouldn't be very good. The next set is listed here: anti-theft, anti-aircraft, anti-nuclear, antihistamine. So again, if there's a word in here you're not sure of, go ahead and look it up, find a definition, and then decide for yourself which one doesn't belong and explain why. There could be more than one answer. Now, when we're looking for an answer, we're looking for a seventh grade level answer. So I want an answer that's going to reflect your good thinking. So if you think your answer is kind of simple, or you think your answer is like, well, some of these have three letters and some of them have, end in a T and some of them don't. I wouldn't say that that's probably seventh grade thinking. I think that you're capable of thinking a little deeper about your answer. Okay. So make sure your answer is thoughtful. Make sure your answer reflects the good thinking that you are capable of doing. There's a third set here: antagonist, antonym, antacid, and antihero. So again, if you don't know the meanings, go ahead and look them up really quick. Figure out of the four which one doesn't belong and give us a reason why. All right, the next part: personalizing the word. In this part, you're going to highlight your choice and explain below. So for the first question, it says, which of these words best describes your personality and why? You have two options. You can say antisocial or you can say social. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick which one. Maybe you're a social person, maybe you're an antisocial person. But what you can do is go ahead and use the highlighter tool and pick your highlighter color. I like this color. And then I can highlight my answer. So if you're social, highlight social. If you're more antisocial, then highlight antisocial instead. And then you're going to explain why right in this box. Tell me why social fits you or antisocial fits you. Same thing down here. If your life were turned into a novel, which one of these would you be, the antagonist or protagonist, and why? So again, highlight your answer, give us the reason why. The last section. This one says, use this week's word part with another word part or word to create a new word. Type the word, the definition, and an example sentence using the word. So here's an example that we're giving to you. Please don't use this one as your actual work. This is an example that your teachers provided. So the example we're giving to you, so the example word would be anti-coffee. It's a noun. So it's a word that we created. We put anti with the word coffee. All right, that would go in this space right here. You're going to create your own. You're not going to use that one. And then its definition: any beverage that does not contain coffee, right? Because it's anti-coffee. So that definition that you're going to create, you'll put in here. And then you need to create an example sentence. So our example sentence is, Mary hates the smell of coffee beans, so she only goes to Starbucks to get her anti-coffee. Okay. So again, you're going to type an example sentence in this box. You can use ours as a model, but again, you're going to have a different word, a different example, a different definition. Okay. All right. When you're done, you will submit that through Google Classroom and turn it in so that your teacher can see your work. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, make sure you check in with your teacher. And each week, you'll have a new word part, very similar to this same structure and style. Some of the activities change, but the overall activity itself, the overall HyperDoc, is the same. Okay, so once you do one of them, you should be good to go for the rest of them. All right, thanks for tuning in.